Elizabeth. We are Buffalo Spirit Farm, along with my sister-in-law Val. We live in Glasgow, settled down roots. We're both veterans from the military. I retired out of Fort Knox. We decided that we wanted some property, moved out to Glasgow, and you know, the rest is history. We started down the herbal medicine and natural products rabbit hole, and we have never been able to find our way out. I feel like Alice in Wonderland, or Jimmy in Wonderland, call it what you want. Because once you start, it's just a non-stop, continue down, but it's a great thing because you really started learning about the thing that you used to walk out your door and go, you can't pull it, you're now going, you'll never grow. Okay? My yard is horrible during the summer. I have tall patches everywhere because I got to mow around that plant because I need you in the fall. Okay? Horrible, but it's worth it because in the end, when I pull up the root or I pull up the plant, we're able to utilize it either medicinally or, hey, add flavor to something, or even just go ahead and eat it for the healthy properties. Okay? Okay.
All right, so there are several ways for herbs that you can take in. Now, we all know culinary herbs. They're great. They flavor things, but the difference between like a culinary and medicinal is usually the amount that you're taking. Now, will you get some medicinal from putting oregano and sage and other herbs into your foods? Yes. But if you're looking for a concentrated amount to help with a specific thing going on, you have to have a higher amount of that. That's where the herbal medicine comes in. Now, we do capsules. You can buy empty capsules online, and you grind your herbs down after you dry them, and you can put them in. The steps to get to that point, you have to identify what herbs that you are looking for, what it is that you're looking for that herb to do. We have a lot of people that they get a chest cold, sinus, allergy. Very easy to do a tea, but you can also do just a capsule, like a cold capsule. Take the cold capsule and there you go. We do capsules for a lot of things. We've been down this rabbit hole for 5 years now. We do allergy pills. Very easy. 2 things in it. Stinging nettle and goldenrod. That's it. But you get the antihistamine, and with the goldenrod, it actually helps starting to increase your immune system by decreasing your reaction to the actual allergens that you have been reacting to. So we do that. Now, having said that, we have the pills. I haven't been on an over-counter allergy medicine in over 2 years. Have no issues whatsoever. We also give it to a few of our dogs because I don't know where everybody is from, but South Kentucky has some grass that is absolutely horrible for allergies if you're coming from somewhere else. One of our dogs we got from a breeder in southern Tennessee, brought him home, thought everything was great, and then he starts with the nose and in the eyes. We started giving him just a little bit of the allergy medicine on his food. He's good. He only needs it from spring through when things die off in the fall. Winter, we don't worry about it. So what we make, because it is herbal, most everything covers animals also. We look for what is going to work for the majority of the people. Now, my husband is not the same as I am. You take a pharmaceutical medicine, you're not going to have the same benefit that somebody else has necessarily. It works for 90% of the population. But then you get that part that, oh, that really didn't work for me. So what do? You try something else. With that, the herbals that we have come up with work for the majority, because that's what the herb actually has as its properties. When you're looking at herbal medicine, take into consideration that not everybody is the same. So if it does not, when you start doing teas or you decide to do capsules, if it doesn't work for you, there are other herbs that have the same effect. So just take that into consideration. But we do capsules, allergy, blood pressure, cholesterol, anxiety, depression, what is it? Migraine. So some of the major issues that people that we know, family members or very close friends have had, is where I have focused up to this point. Having said that, now we're expanding a little bit more. People ask for different things, and now I'm doing the rabbit search even further to find things for other issues that they have. But you can do capsules if you buy them online. You have to pick your herb, wash it, dehydrate it, and then you can use it for whatever tea, pill that you want to use it for, tincture. Along with capsules, you can do little balls. And these are the fun ones. They really are. You get to put your herb in there, and you put some cocoa or herb in there, and then you do some honey, maple syrup, and what flavor you want, into like a paste. And then you dehydrate those little balls. You make them into little balls, about pea size, and you dehydrate. And those could be a cold capsule. They could be, we have a motion sickness and nausea pill. Some people don't like to swallow. Don't like to chew because it has ginger. Some people love ginger. So you can either swallow or chew any of those capsules. Or I'm sorry, balls. So you can do different things with pill form for herbs. Teas are great depending on if you are a tea drinker. Some people look at me and say, there's no way I'm having tea. I'm a coffee all the way person. I do understand I drink coffee quite a bit, but I will drink tea depending on what the specific thing I need it for. Teas are any range that you want. Same process, except for with just a cup of tea that you're enjoying because you like tea. You steep it, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, it's the right color, and you drink it. With herbal teas, you need to cover it and steep it for 20 minutes. That allows the boiling water that you poured on those herbs to actually extract the medicinal qualities that you wanted to get out of those herbs. So it's a longer steeping process, one of the things to have in the back of your head, but it does pull all those qualities out. That would be for any part of the plant that is above ground. Now when you're talking roots, even seeds depending, bark, the thicker, heavier duty, you would like to do a decoction instead of just an infusion like you do with tea. A decoction literally means that you are boiling the water, and while it is actively still boiling for 20 minutes, you put that bark or root in it, and that's how it pulls out. It takes a little more work to get into those heavy, solid items to get the medicinal qualities out. Now, if you wanted to do a root, let's say we do a sassafras tea. Who here knows about sassafras? Okay, tastes pretty good. So we do sassafras we'll do the decoction of the sassafras, and then if we want to do some mulling, because, you know, we have a cold or something like that, we turn it off, we throw the mullet in, and then we let it steep for 20 minutes. You have your herbal tea, both a decoction for the first part and then the infusion for the second. Any questions so far on those? Okay.
For the tea, I'm gonna jump in here. For the tea, you like it sweetened, everything else, I would recommend honey, not just any honey. Okay, get your local honey, because that's gonna help with your allergies at the same time, believe it or not, if you do have allergies. Because the local honey is made from the local flowers, the local plants, everything else the bees get into, and boom, it goes in the honey. Your body is so, doesn't react to it in an extreme, and you get a nice sweet tea. So, always local honey for your area, if you're gonna do it.
Poultices. Now, way back in the day, how did they take care of wounds? Well, you would put a mashup, basically of herbs that would draw out an infection or whatever. Put a bandage over it, well, you would wet it, make it stick. Put a bandage over it, and then leave it on there. That's a poultice. Very simple. It's something that we don't do anymore. Oh, here, let me put some Neosporin on it. That's great. Why don't you put some mullein on it? Mullein is antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. You've got it covered, regardless of what kind of infection is in there. Put that on, put a bandage. It's going to draw out whatever it is in there that is brewing up and going to become an issue later on. With that, I said you have to wet it, water, you can do other things. If there is an infection, never use oil as your binder for a poultice. That just keeps whatever brewing in there, and it's going to defeat the purpose of what you're doing. And now, we are on the salves. So,
Sorry, if
yes.
we're not using oil as a binder, what are you using as
Water.
a binder? Just water.
Yes,
Okay.
water is the easiest thing to use for the poultice.
Okay, salves. A few guys like see your faces, everything. You stop by the booth, you've seen our salves. She mentioned Neosporin. Yeah, I got a salve for that. Okay? I got a salve that's way better. We've actually did a cost comparison and listed everything that our salves will do. Just one salve went through and everything else, and it's usually a savings on an average of $120. It's one salve, but you get to take care of all these other things, okay, that you don't have to buy. That is the beauty of doing this. Okay? Salves are very easy, and something when I mentioned honey, by the way, some of you may not know, it's also very medicinal, and it never spoils. Never.
As long as it has the right water consistency when it is taken from the hive.
Correct. All right. Okay? So that's a great thing for why are you not? Oh, you're not to the next one. Okay, you are. Oh, jeez, please.
I know.
So you gotta swipe left. Okay. It's not a dainty nap, by the way, just to let you know. Okay? Salves are very easy to make. Most of them are usually oil-based. You can also use, oh my gosh, we bought a block of it. Shea butter. Okay, you can use that, everything else. All you're gonna do is, I like to use fresh herbs and fresh items that I find, because I know what I'm getting. The problem is it lengthens the production time on an herb, on doing the salve. So if it's fresh, I'm standing at the stove with the double boiler for about 4 to 5 hours. Okay, I need to make sure I get that water content off, and at the same time, getting all that goodness extracted into the oil. Okay. You can use coconut oil, you can use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. There are people who, oh my God, come on.
Pastor.
Castor oil. Thank you. It's another good one. People love castor oil. We've actually been asked several times, hey, do you use castor oil because of the extra poppies in it? No, we do not. But we do make some special considerations for people if they really want it. And beeswax is usually the binder. But at our booth, we do have just oils because some people are allergic to beeswax, which is kind of crazy. When you are doing the mixtures, you want to make sure that the herbs line up, and she'll go over a little bit of that later on, so that you're not, okay, I put this one thing in, and I put this other thing in, you have four basically the same product. Congratulations, it's an anti-inflammatory, and that's all you got out of it. Where if you put a few different things in there, that's where you're gonna get the big differences, okay, in the salve and what it can be used for. Some of the things you might not even realize, that we have stumbled upon things that our salves do just from other people telling us. By the way, are you aware that helps with headaches? What? Are you crazy? No, I'm dead serious. So then, okay, well, let's let it be known, and people try it out. I'm like, wow, that really does work for headaches. Who would have thunk it? So yes, ma'am.
Can you use fractionated coconut oil also? Or
Fractionated, what is that?
when it's in liquid, it stays maybe I'm saying it wrong.
No, yes, you can. As long as you have enough binder, it will hold.
Yeah. Yeah, and figuring out, you can go online, you can go to YouTube and watch, anyone know what plantain is? We're gonna get into that. I love that plant. You know, not the banana looking thing, but literally the plant. Okay, thinking, oh my gosh, that is, you will never look at that plant the same way again. That is a powerhouse leaf. And I mean powerhouse. Okay?
With the coconut oil, even if you just get it, and it is in a semi-solid, solid form, if you just get regular coconut oil, you heat it up to get it, so the liquid, the fractionated is fine for that.
Shelf life for usually any salves is 1 to 3 years. So that's a good thing. You can make it, you can make a lot of it. If you have it, you can give it out to friends, put it in a cool, dark place, and go to town. So are there any questions in regards to salves? Going once. Going twice. All right. You're up.
Oh, yeah, he just wanted to rush through it, so I had to get back up. That's what I wanted. All right, so last but not least, we are going to talk about tinctures. A lot of people hesitate with tinctures because, oh, tinctures are made with alcohol. Yes, that's one thing tinctures can be made with. There are other things that tinctures can be made with. You can use apple cider vinegar. You can use food grade glycerin. The glycerin is really good for tinctures for children. A little bit sweet, they don't mind taking their medicine, it's all good. Alcohol has the longest shelf life. It is 6 to 10 plus years if a tincture is made from alcohol. That is the benefit, straight up right there. You make a tincture this week and you don't need it for 5 years, you can be assured if it was properly stored, nice cool dark place, that it's still going to be holding its medicinal qualities. What easier way to have medicine that you might not need all the time, but need occasionally, and when you need it, you need it. With the vinegar is a lot less. It's 1 to 3 years shelf life. So you can see the difference. But some people react very poorly, or there are children, or people that have an issue with alcohol, that can't do the alcohol. So that is a good alternative for those situations. Of course, when my children were growing up, I cannot imagine giving them an apple cider vinegar tincture to try to take. No way. Now, with the apple cider vinegar, if you're going to do a vinegar tincture, you need to heat the vinegar up so it can pull and extract the medicinal qualities better. With the glycerin, how many of you have ever worked with the food grade glycerin before? Okay, really thick. So with that, you would do 2 parts glycerin to 1 part water. It helps it not be quite so thick. But you're looking at an even lower shelf life for those tinctures. It's 18 to 24 months. So yes, it's short, but if you do, let's say, cold tea, a cold tincture, or I'm trying to think what else we did. Allergy tincture, things like that, you're probably gonna use it up before that 24 month anyway. So it's worth it to have your kids take it and actually be a little sweet, and they'll be willing. So the 2 to 1 makes it a little more easy to work with, because if you try to do it with just straight glycerin, you're gonna be working for a long time to try to filter that after you have it already done. So let's talk about tinctures. Tinctures, there's 2 methods that you can use with tinctures. One is the folkloric method, and that's basically, okay, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna pick all this plantain, and I'm gonna stuff it down in a jar, pour alcohol on it, and have alcohol covering it, or whatever, vinegar, glycerin, whatever it is, to an inch over it, and do that. That's folkloric. There's no measuring, you're just kind of estimating what's going on, and you do it. Now, you might hear a bias in my voice right now when I'm talking about it. For us, we try to have the same concentration every single time that we do a tincture. If you're just doing for home use, it might not be that important to get exactly the same concentration. So, with that, is it easy to do? Yes. Put the alcohol in, you shake it up, put it in a nice dark place, 4 to 6 weeks. Shaking it every few days. And then you filter it to get all the herbs out, and there you have your tincture. It's great. If you're looking for something very specific, we do a migraine tincture. I don't want one batch to be a lot less effective than another because the herbs didn't quite push down right or whatever. So I do it by a weight to volume. That's the second method. So I get my herbs, I weigh it, and whatever ounces it is, that's the fluid ounce of what you're going to be doing. There's a ratio. I do most of my tinctures, and I'm saying most, I can't remember one that I haven't, with already dried herbs. Think about it. No, I dried it. Yeah, he's gonna try to trip me up. It's fine. That's what he's here for. So if you think about it, water makes up a lot of any plant material. You get rid of that water, then it's more plant material, which concentrates the amount of what you're going to get out of it. Now the ratios are different. If you have fresh herbs, it's 1 to 2 ratio. So you get 1 ounce of plant material, you get 2 ounces of whatever medium that you're going to use, the alcohol, vinegar, or glycerin, and that's what you make the tincture with, for the weight to volume tinctures. If you're going to do the dried herbs, it's a 1 to 5. So 1 ounce of your dried herb, which weighs a lot less than the wet, fresh ones, to 5 ounces of your alcohol, glycerin, or vinegar. So that's the difference between the dry and the fresh herbs.
So question.
Yes.
So, when you dry them, do you lose a lot of the benefits?
No, it depends on how you dry it. So I'm sorry, good question, I'm glad you asked. If you dehydrate your herbs, you get them, you wash them, you lay them out in your house, whatever, that's great. You can lay them out in the sun, but it depends on temperature. If you want the most out of it, temperature should never go above 95. So on a dehydrator, you set the temperature to 95 degrees, and that's temperature. You don't lose any of the medicinal value at that point. So thank you, I did miss that.
With that being said, also, it's also about surface area. So if you're just drying a leaf and you think you're gonna put a leaf in, that's a lot of surface area to pull from, where if it's crumbled up or even ground, you're gonna pull a lot more because you're getting even more surface area that you're getting because of the edges and everything else. Ma'am?
Oh,
What is the difference whether you freeze dry or dehydrate it?
Dehydration, okay, we're gonna go into the simple, it's not really gonna answer it, but for other people, dehydration is, we pulling all the water out of it, we're good to go. We can rehydrate it and it goes back literally to normal. Okay. When it's a wet thing. Freeze drying is all the water pulled out, but when you go ahead and try to put water back in, the consistency is different. Now, as far as for tinctures and everything, it's a good question. So, and I don't think anything is.
Cook your leaf if you're using a dehydrator and a freeze dryer is raw still.
right. I don't know, I have not looked into that, to be perfectly honest.
Freeze dryers don't collapse the cell structure.
What's that?
Freeze dryers do not collapse the cell structure.
Okay.
That's the benefit.
Okay.
So, there you go.
So in theory, you get more nutrients out because the cell structure's still there.
Okay.
But it's a big cost difference.
It is a very big cost. We have looked at getting a freeze dryer for other things on the farm, food, whatnot. We just can't bite off on it yet. That's our issue. You know, we go back and forth, we can't bite off. But it would be interested, and that's one of the trials that I would actually do at that point. Freeze dry, do 2 tinctures and see the strength of the bowl. So,
In regards to her measurement, she's saying the 1 to 2, the 1 to 5. Understand, okay, yeah, you can put several different things together and get the 1 ounce. Make sure that you're also measuring those 3 individual plants that you're only getting that 1 ounce from, okay? Because I call it her scientific method, okay? So for her scientific method, everything has to be the same when you're making the product. So if it's a pinch, we actually have a measure that says pinch. It's cool, okay? Or a teaspoon or whatever else, and then your other one's gonna be a pinch or a cup, okay? That way you have it across the board and it's standard for that. So you get your 1 ounce, you get your 5 ounces, and then you put your fluid in it. So don't try to cross it over and like, yeah, it was 1 ounce and I'm good to go. Yeah, but you have 3 different products, and what was the measurement for each product?
So that is the thing. If you're going to do mixed tinctures with herbs, know if it's 1 part to 1 part to 1 part, or if it's 2 parts to 1 to 1. Regardless if you're doing a big batch or small batch, you still have what parts you're using of each. Another way to circumvent that would be do your individual tinctures. I want plantain, I want goldenrod, I want stinging nettle. Do 3 different tinctures. Then, for allergy, I'm just gonna put the goldenrod and stinging nettle together. But if I am getting sinusy cough, I'm gonna do all 3 together. Then you just do a mixture of the tinctures and you can really get more variety out of which tinctures you have put together. So,
I have a question.
yes,
If you were going to give this to someone, like, all right, my husband, if he has allergies and he doesn't want to take his tinctures, if he has his cocktail in the evening, if he put his tinctures in his cocktail and then drank that, would that be taking his tinctures?
it would be,
And that would be okay?
yes, some people actually, they can't, you know,
He wouldn't put it under his tongue and take it?
right. The ideal is put it under your tongue, let it absorb in, got it. Some people can't do that. It's just
He
not,
wouldn't do it, but
right.
if he would mix it in with his cocktail that he has with his Kool-Aid, he could drink that.
Exactly.
We
And,
all
you
thought
know,
you were mixing it for the husband.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's gonna squeeze it up.
yes. Or you can put it in a little bit of water, and that way it doesn't go
No, he
under
would
your
notice
tongue.
that.
Right. If you're doing it behind the back versus straight forward, but a lot of people can't do under the tongue. And it's perfectly okay to put it in some water or some other and drink it. You still get all the
I'll just tell him,
medicinal.
but I mean, as long as he's
Yeah.
not getting that, oh, what are you giving me, you know, he's like, oh, okay.
Yes,
He would-
exactly.
That he would,
Yeah. Okay, so there are a lot of other preparations that you can do. You can do oils, you can do honeys, you can do other syrups, other medicinal things. This is basic, so I covered the basic ones. I'm going to say, if you're going to go and start doing any of this, I would highly recommend getting a book or two, preferably 2 or more, to cross-reference. You will find each and every book has slightly different information in it, and preparation slightly different. So I cross-reference, I don't even know how many books I have now. I have a lot of books. I'll just say a lot. But I cross-reference everything along with internet searching. So that's,
Do you have any recommendations?
depending on if you,
Do you want college on it? Because Rain College on the book I got her, that is awesome. Or are you looking for like a starter? Huh? Both, okay, the medical.
yeah,
Wait,
you go
okay.
look for that.
Okay, keep going, I'll get you the names, trust me.
There is, Rosemary Gladstar has a very good beginner's medicinal. Highly recommend. She's been in the field of herbal medicine a very long time.
What was the name?
Rosemary Gladstar. And it's a beginner's, I think it's beginner's medicinal or herbal medicine, maybe. You can get that one, right? Okay, there's also, for homesteading, there's a basic homestead, herbal, and you'll have to pull that off for me. Those are the 2 books I first started with. Hands down, I learned a lot as to just general preparation, what you would use it for, how you go about doing it, all of those different things. From there, we have gotten much deeper. Yeah, oh, okay, so it's Rosemary Gladstar's, it's called Medicinal Herbs, A Beginner's Guide. Do you have the next one? Okay. And literally the last one that he got me, it looks like a college book with all of the breakdown of the compounds in the different plants. So you can get as in-depth or not, but if you are just starting, start with the beginners. It gives you more information than what you think it's going to. And then you can go in the direction. Oh, okay, so the college one was medicinal herbalism.
Medical.
Oh, medical herbalism, the science and practice of herbal medicine by David Hoffman, FNIMH-AHG.
Read that again.
It's medical herbalism, and it's the science and practice of herbal medicine. And it's by David Hoffman.
Often.
Yeah. So, and these were bought off of Amazon, by the way.
But people get overwhelmed. They're like, oh, I can do all of this. And they start trying. And they get overwhelmed and they're like, oh, this is ridiculous. I can't do this. So everything, even when I started, everything I read said, pick 5 herbs. Just 5. Learn them inside out. Learn what they do, what properties they have, what energetics they have, if they're drying, if they're cooling, heating, all of those things, if there's any precautions, all of that for 5 herbs. Now once you get those 5 herbs down, add some more in. But until you do, if you sit and you say, oh, well these 10 look great, you're gonna start, was it that one? Let me go back and look. So if you know them inside and out, you have no issue with what you're going to use it for. And 5 is a reasonable amount to start with, and then go from there. That is generally what people recommend for actually starting with herbal medicine. Pick your 5, learn them inside out, backwards, and then go from there.
Do you have a recommendation on the ones to start with?
We're gonna go over that.
No, we're not. Kind of.
I never get anything I want. Secret, right?
It depends on what you're looking for. We started very simple with what we had plenty of.
Right, what grows on your property?
Right, plenty of in front of us. He said plantain. He loves plantain. And I'm gonna let him talk to you about plantain. But plantain grows absolutely everywhere. Now, this little plant in the spring, in the fall and winter, called chickweed, that people just sit and say, I'm gonna pull this out, it just keeps growing where I don't want it to. I had no idea that all this was medicinal. So we started with the basics that we had. Buffalo Spirit has a history to it. When we bought the property that we bought, we wanted buffalo. That was the whole purpose for buying 34 acres. We were gonna get a little 5, 6 buffalo. That's what we were going for. Didn't happen. Half of our land is woods and half is open. Still okay. We had a whole field until we bought in June, went up in July and August to take a look around, figure out what we're gonna do. And we happened to have passion flower all over that field. Passion flower was one of them I started with. Passion flower does grow wild, at least in our area, which is Glasgow, 45, 50 minutes up the road. But passion flower is one of those, if you haven't done your homework as to which kind, there are many within the same family, genus, which one is medicinal, you're not going to get the medicinal qualities you're looking for. Passion flower has over 500 different kinds. One of them has the medicinal qualities that you want, which happens to be the one growing on our big field that we can't have buffalo now. But it's okay because we use the passion. So I would say whichever ones are within that you can use, figure those out, and then from there, okay, I have chickweed, I have dandelion, I have plantain, chicory, give me one more. Purple dead nettle. Okay. Those are all right here on my property. Okay, I'm gonna learn them, I'm gonna figure out. And then you say, I'd really like to go in this direction and maybe find something to help with this specific thing, then find some herbs, do your research, find which ones that you're looking for, and then identification is key. I cannot stress enough to identify, re-identify, and then be convinced that this is the herb. We use dandelion as an example. How many here can describe what a dandelion looks like to me? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, tell me what dandelion looks like.
Like when it's like seeding or when it's
Any way you want.
it's yellow and the leaves are like jagged.
Okay.
And then when it's seeding, it has like a tubular thing with a cup.
Okay, all right. Was anywhere in there that the stem is a reddish purple? Okay. There are lookalikes even to dandelions. Now, is it muscle memory? And we call it muscle memory. We're both veterans. Muscle memory, you just do it over and over and over until you don't even have to think about it. Can you do that with a dandelion? Probably. I give everybody that much credit. I really do. Are there other things that you sit and look at and say, oh, that's that? And then you take a real good look and say, oh, those leaves are alternating, not opposite each other. That's a key identification tool. And that's why I say you have to really identify anything that you're going to use.
With that being said, I'm going to jump ahead. How do you identify? Don't need no book, right? Okay. There's an app for that. Okay, there it is. We use PlantNet. Now it's great because it's free. Okay, you get it on iPhone. You can also
Plant
get it.
net.
Yeah, PlantNet. It's free on both iPhone and Android. Take a photo of it, everything else. It's going to look at GPS location because it wants to know where you're at, so it can give you the right flora and everything else that's going to grow in your area. Not a big fan of apps knowing my GPS, but that's all it's for. Okay. When you take the photo, you're going to click on it, go, okay, search. It's going to bring it up, and you're going to see off to the right, it's going to say 64% sure. 64 ain't good enough for me. Okay? I say that because I have been looking for yellow dot root for the last 8 months. Scared to death to identify this. I'm telling you, it's got yellow dot. Dang it. Well, I come to find out after many, many months, oh, the curvy dot also has yellow dot root. Okay? So it's a matter of taking the time. And you know what? It says, oh, it's really easy to identify in the summer. It gets this, it gets these little seeds on top, you can't miss it. Well, I feel stupid. Okay? Sometimes you have to watch it through the whole season, like I did for that. Now I can walk out in the middle of the winter and go, okay, I need that root. And I can just snatch it up because I'm that familiar with it now. Okay? And I have done that with chickweed. I'm telling you, there's things that'll pop up. It's like, oh, I didn't even know there was such thing as a mouse chickweed. It's funny, it's fluffy. But it's chickweed. And I'm like, no, that's got to be our lambs here. No, it was mouse chickweed. So if you use apps like that, make sure. Okay, and there's some, it'll say 98% sure. You've been wrong too many times for me to, So it gives you a direction to go. So you can go to a book, you can go online, you can start searching even further to get comfortable with what you're looking for or identifying it.
Yeah, it literally is a starting point, and then do your research from there.
Question on that, because I have mouse chickweed. If the recipe doesn't call, like, for specifically that, can you use it?
Yes, the mouse chickweed it's chickweed. It's just, the difference is the actual chickweed itself, you can literally eat and everything. It's those hairs that are like,
With that, okay, so nettles are a perfect example. You have purple dead nettle, you have wood nettle, you have stinging nettle, you have lots of different nettles. Are they all equal in their medicinal qualities? Once again, no. That's where the research for different, variations comes in. So I can tell you stinging nettle is better than the wood nettle. Purple dead nettle is great for lungs. You know, there's just different things. But yes, it's one of those that, okay, you're going along and you see dockroot. Okay, is the curly the same as, you know, this other? That's where, okay, yeah, let me take a look and see if the medicinal qualities of both are the same. All right, okay. All right, so the last thing I want to say before we get to the next part of this is responsible foraging. If you use up all of your resources in the first year that you are doing this, or looking for things, you will not have any come the second year. Mullein is a great example. Mullein comes up the first year, you get the leaves, they're soft, they're great, dies off, comes back in the spring, and then it shoots up in the summer, a big tall stalk, and you get the flowers. That's where the seeds come. First year, you're not going to get any seeds. So, second year, you want all those flowers, you get all those flowers and all those seeds, guess what? You don't have the first year coming up next year. So, don't use all your resources. Be responsible. The other part is know where you're getting it from. Everything that we use, well, and I say everything. We do not make vodka, coconut oil, olive oil on our farm. Just telling you, we just don't grow those.
We're working on the vodka. So much cheaper.
So we don't grow those, but all the herbs, if they are not wild on our property, we actually grow them. That is because I am not comfortable going somewhere that I don't know if they've sprayed pesticides, insecticides, if it's a high traffic area where you get a lot of exhaust fumes, whatnot. I'm not comfortable with putting that in my body. I'm certainly not comfortable putting it in somebody else. So just know where you're getting it from. If it's from your own land, you know. But if it's a field and it's a neighbor's field, hey, you guys sprayed? No. Do you mind if I go and get this? No, go ahead. So just be aware of where you're getting your herbs from. It's very important what you put in. You're trying to help yourself, medicine, not hurt yourself with what you're putting in that you don't know is in those plants.
So if you really want to have a good time, I love having a good time. Okay? I like having a good time. I have actually like driven down the road and like stopped and can I get this plant? The look on the face is just satisfaction enough for me. Okay, I call them warm fuzzies. Okay, everyone likes warm fuzzies. Okay, people look at you like you're strange. Like, especially my neighbor's yard. I have to go down there, and I really need to. It's like a yellow sea of just dandelion, and we get as much as we can off of ours. But I'm just like, man, you lucky, no good for nothing. He's like, they're weeds. No, you really don't understand. So yeah, if you want to have a good time, stop at someone's property and say, hey, who owns that? And like, oh, it's so-and-so right up here. And then go to their house like, do you mind if I pick that? Because it's the look. It's just the look. It's gratifying. Okay? If you're comfortable with doing that way, you know, and everything. So it's a good time. It's fun. Oh, yeah. Oh, the mullein. Yeah. Okay, the mullein, our lamb's here. We're going to go ahead and get into these few things, all right? The parts used are the leaves and the flowers. Okay, on this plant. That's good for infections, wounds, ear infections. It's great in tea because it adds no flavor whatsoever. So you're getting all that yummy without all that good. All right, it's antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. It's an expectorant. It's also anti-inflammatory. It's great for the tea also again, because you gotta be coughing up a whole bunch of stuff. All that gets into the lungs. Delivery method is gonna be tea, salve, poultice. There's an ear oil, we actually have that. People don't understand, you can use, there's the garlic oil and there's the mullein flower ear oil. It's great for ear infections and ear aches, okay? As long as there's not a ruptured drum. We have people who, that's all they get, they no longer go to the doctor for them because, and it's so simple to make. Again, here you are, you're going out and spending $30, $40. It's gonna run out in a year. And what are you gonna, no, I'll just run down here, grab these flowers, do what I need to do for 2 weeks. And now I have this great product that I can use for a really long time. Okay, so, yes ma'am.
If you're gonna harvest the leaves, is it better to do that like in the spring or the autumn? I never know with like leaf medicinal plants.
Most of the time, they say with leaves, get them prior to if they flower.
Okay.
Most of the time. Now, with that, because if you think about it, if they're flowering, more of everything is going to help produce the flower, so therefore you get less in the leaf. Mullein, because it doesn't flower until the second year, that first year, go ahead and harvest as much as you want. My caution on that is pick the outside. It's a rosette. So pick the outside leaves and then it'll just continue growing from the center. And you can just keep picking all. We actually, we pick, ours stay good until January, well, December, January. We'll be continuing to pick until then. It goes away for a month or two and then it's back and we start picking. So, yeah.
Now, the other thing about mullein that people don't realize, okay, is it can be smoked, okay? And it actually is great. So counterintuitive to what we have been told and everything else. But yeah, you can get a pint, it's dried up, okay, make sure you dehydrate it, okay? You can grind it up, crunch it up, put it in a pint and you can smoke it and it will help with the aspirin.
It's for chest congestion. And you think about it, it has the antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral. So if you got anything brewing in there, you're good to go. But it also is an expectorant. It helps break all of that up and start getting it out. So yes, and you can, if you have paper, like cigarette paper, you can roll it in that and smoke it that way either. But yeah, it does work and it will bring up stuff that you probably didn't know you had in there to begin with.
The mullein and the lamb's ear, are they exactly the same or are there some differences? Because I have lamb's ear, but I don't ever see a big shoot of yellow flower. I see some small purple ones.
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
you got the flowering.
lamb's ear has the purple. And yes, they have the antiviral, antibacterial.
Same thing.
Yes,
Yes.
they are, those are two that are the same, even though they're not the same. So yes, you can use them interchangeably for the antibacterial.
Back to the propagation of harvesting where it's contaminated, can you use the seeds of that to propagate on your property if you don't have it? Or how many generations will it take?
Really depends on which way you wanna go. I think to be technically organic, it's 5 years, right?
Yeah.
It's 5 years. Now, would it be clear in a couple of years? I would be comfortable myself. Let it seed again, plant the other ones out. Let it seed again. Each generation is going to have less and less. But I would not go with less than 2. I do not have the scientific data to base how long it would actually stay in the seed and then the subsequent seeds after that. That is a good question that possibly a lot of research could figure that one out. But
With that, gentleman right next to our booth is actually selling seeds. He actually has mullein seeds. Mullein is a weed. I'm telling you, okay? Don't plant it in nice soil. It's not gonna grow. It likes rocky, clay, nasty, okay?
Sidewalk cracks.
Huh?
Sidewalk cracks.
Sidewalk cracks, yes, definitely. and it flourishes in that kind of environment. And the good thing about it is, at the same time, the roots are running down, they're actually breaking up that soil. Okay, so they're helping that soil get broke up so other good things can come and grow. Okay. So yeah, if you want to stop by and pick up some seeds from him, or you know in a good area and you see the tall shoot of yellow flowers and it's got some seeds, they're tiny. Take some of those, plant them, good to go. So we're moving on to plantain. Woo-hoo. That's my favorite. She was talking about taking the mullein and putting it on a wound and everything else. Plantain is the same thing. You can make a poultice with it. Okay, you got to burn. Anything else. Make a poultice, put it on, good to go. You can also just take the leaf, literally, put the leaf on, wrap it, and let it go to town. I like plantain because it works great, especially our salve, works great for sunburns and burns. Like you burn yourself on the oven and everything else. It's like, ooh, so much better. Happy with that. Funny thing, like she was saying, what's that?
Do you have a question?
Well, I was going to say something about, plantain is actually kind of like mullein, how it likes kind of rocky, because it grows everywhere in the driveway and stuff.
Yes, it does. And that's the beautiful thing about plantain, yes. It's one of those, again, just throw a seed out and it's gonna take off. Don't put it in healthy soil because it'll struggle. I don't get it, I don't understand it, but
It's a weed.
it's a weed.
So it's good.
a beautiful weed. Okay. Plantain is used for insect bite stings, sunburns, oh my gosh, it goes on, inflammation, cough, pain relief. You can actually eat the smaller leaves. Some people actually eat the larger leaves, but that's really bitter.
They're pretty stringy.
Yeah, and bitter. All right. Yep, it's a diuretic, so flush the system, have to go pee a lot. It's a good thing about it.
On your pictures, it looks like two different types of
There are
leaves.
actually several different types of plantain. One of them that grows on our property I love because it grows in the cold a little bit. So, and it's fuzzy, and I kept telling her, I'm telling you that's plantain. I'm telling you, no, it's not plantain. I'm telling you. So then come summer, guess what? Up came the shoot, everything else. I got a photo, did all the it's another type of plantain. You have the narrow weed that a lot of people have, or the broadleaf. Yes.
It also is great for drawing, like my husband
Yes.
got a really deep piece of wood, and I didn't wanna fool with it, and it just 2 nights later, just popped out.
Yes.
Yes, so it does draw out, I don't know if everyone heard her, it'll draw things out, the plantain also, splinters or whatnot, it does draw.
So Meg, in that vein, it would be really good to have it like as a salve because you can keep it on the shelf for a while.
Right.
And when you need it, you got it.
Yep, you get a drawing salve and you just put it on. Or you walk out in your yard and you pick some and you're good to go. But if it's winter, you're out of luck with that, yes.
Now, on the plantain, they have the shoots that come up, right? Okay, hey, I'm hungry. Whatever, you can take those shoots off. It's actually almost similar to asparagus. Okay, not only are you getting some medicinal, we're gonna fill our tummies too, okay? The issue is, well, not issue, but psyllium, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Psyllium, the seeds, psyllium, they actually harvest it from plantain to sell to you for.
Metamucil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Oh my God, hey, how much am I saving you right now? Well, hey, we take donations, I'm just saying.
No, we do not.
Yes,
No,
okay,
we do
I
not.
take donations. It will stop bleeding, and that's, I know I'm selling our salves, but I'm telling you, the Yeti salve is my favorite. I use it for dang near everything, especially when I have a wound, because being in the military, traveling all over the world and everything else, my body is broke, it's wore out. Okay, so healing takes forever for me, even a small cut. So I start throwing the salve on, with 3-4 days I'm healed. And it beats the heck out of the 3 to 4 weeks for a small cut, and I am being serious. Okay, that is primarily because of plantain. Now you want to get crazy, you want to mix plantain and mullein or lamb's ear. Because now you're not only getting the powerhouse of plantain, you're getting the mullein lamb's ear, which is also the healing antibacterial, antifungal. Okay, so that's where you start crossing over things, and they oh wow, I'm getting several benefits from this now. So you're up.
Stinging nettle, yes. Stinging nettle is great, except when you're picking it. Picking it is a little bit,
Stinging being the key word.
yes. The hairs on it will actually pain, numb, all of that. We've gotten, my sister and I, we go down and we get our stinging nettle. And we've gotten to the point, there is no point wearing gloves. Really, there isn't. But we've picked a lot of it and over many years. Most people, gloves are a really good idea if you're going to pick stinging nettle. With that being said, stinging nettle versus wood nettle, very easy. They both sting. So how do you tell the difference? Well, look at the leaves. Yes.
You know what's funny about stinging nettle? I've heard that stinging nettle actually heals stinging nettle.
Okay, so if you continue to put it on, then it takes the numbness back off.
I don't know exactly how, but I've actually heard that it does do that.
Okay, I will tell you what it does do and what people think other people are crazy for doing is they will purposely take the stinging nettle on arthritic places, and what it does is it will cause the inflammation to come to the surface and you can move easier. Now, who wants to put themselves in pain? Sometimes a little bit of pain to relieve a lot of pain is much better.
Who's married?
Yeah. So we don't use gloves anymore, but I do highly recommend using gloves if you're going to get nettles. With the wood nettle, you have the alternating leaves. With the stinging nettle, they're opposite leaves. Very small difference. But if you don't know the difference, the stinging nettle actually has more medicinal. Wood nettle, yes, it has some, but you want the stinging nettle. So that's what I'm saying with the identification and knowing what you're actually getting and what you're looking for. It's very important. So yes, you get the anti-inflammatory, the analgesic, which kind of makes it not sound right because you're getting pain from it, but it also helps with pain. Expectorant, it has the antihistamine in it, which is why we use it in our allergy combinations. You can use it for trying to get chest out, all that kind of stuff. But it stimulates the blood flow, and that's where it helps with the arthritis. So, you're up.
What do you mean I'm up?
You're up.
Anyone with high blood pressure? Besides this guy?
Cholesterol. Any cholesterol.
You want to do that? See, I told you pain. Dandelion. This is the next one. Everyone can identify a dandelion. I thought I could till this year and realized, no, it's that real close look like. There's one that's very, very close, and unless you know, you really won't. There are experts who have picked dandelion for years and get told that that's not a dandelion. It really depends on the time of year.
I have some of that growing in my yard that's not dandelion, but it looks like.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, it's just, man, how do you tell the
It's a little
difference?
skinnier.
Yes.
Yeah, I have some of that.
Yeah, okay.
So it doesn't bloom.
So dandelion is great. Dandelion root actually was used at a time for coffee substitute. You can actually pull the root. I can kind of pull it first.
Yes.
Can I get there? Okay. She does this to me all the time. I can't even talk to my parents. She does it for me. No respect. No respect. Jill, come on. Anyway, so you pull the root, okay? Go ahead and cut it, trust me, while the root is wet. Cut it into small little fine pieces, and then you go ahead and roast it in your oven. Put it on a pan, put it on your parchment paper, put it in there, and every so often pull it out, turn it over, everything else, and you literally roasting, put it in your coffee maker, and go ahead, and it does. It's very, very similar to coffee. Yes, ma'am?
What temperature do you do that?
What's that?
What's the temperature?
The temperature? Oh, like 375.
Okay.
And you'll know, it'll start turning brown, it'll start. Now me, I'm crazy, I just dry it and throw it in with well, we grind our beans. We're bougie, like being bougie, right? You're laughing up there, why is that so funny?
I agree with you.
Yeah, okay, fellow grinder.
I'm thinking you're my people.
All right. Yeah. So we actually go ahead and grind up the root and everything else, and I just take a little scoop, put about half a teaspoon, and I'll put it in the coffee with the coffee ground, make my coffee. It adds a little bit to it, but at the same time, dandelion helps with blood pressure. So I'm getting a bonus out of it. Okay, and then she's actually made a blood pressure medication for me that has a few other things. So that, with that being said, I'm completely off prescribed blood pressure medication. Okay, so again, lots of wonderful plants that you've been stepping on, pulling out, getting rid of. Man, I feel stupid. Okay, I don't know how many times you said it. Okay, what do we got?
Now, I have a question. Now, can you dry that like ahead and just keep it, like roast it and keep it, or do you have to do it fresh?
Which, the root?
Yeah.
Oh no, you can dry it, just let it sit. As long as you cut it while it's, otherwise it's wood.
Yeah, I know, because I've done it and tasted it, because it was good. I saw it on a YouTube
Yep.
video, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna try that. And I was like, oh, well, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but then I didn't do it again.
Right.
But I didn't realize for the blood pressure, because my doctors always after me, and they're like, yeah, ADHD and my other stuff,
Yeah.
makes my blood pressure go up. So anything that would make my blood pressure go down without upping my other medications would be helpful.
Yeah.
And that way, I would just get her off my back.
Yeah.
If I could get her off my back, that would be great.
And when we started, like I said, we started with people very close,
Yeah.
and I didn't want him on all the pharmaceuticals.
Well, that would be lovely. Anything to get me off from some of the other stuff. And if I can slowly get myself down, that they can get me off from that other stuff, and
Yeah.
lovely.
We have, and this is a little bit off topic, but not really. So I'm just gonna go here real quick. We have one of our dogs who got blastomycosis. I don't know if y'all know what that is. It's a fungal infection, and you can get 1 or 2 or 3 of the effects from it. Well, she got all 3. She lost her fur and had lesions all over her. She went blind in 3 days. And she has scar tissue in her lungs from as much damage as what the blasto did. They put her on an antifungal. Okay, great, she's on an antifungal. We tried to get her off the antifungal, everything seems to be under control. Nope, she starts having symptoms, have to go back on the antifungal. We had her on the antifungal 9 months, Tony, and her liver started having issues. Pharmaceuticals in general, personal opinion that we have, you take it for one thing, it starts causing something else. Every pharmaceutical has to be metabolized somewhere, either liver or kidneys, and you start having issues. It affects other organ systems. So then she had to go on a liver pill. And I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. So,
She was. No, we're paying for it. This is ridiculous.
very expensive, just saying, very expensive meds for your dog. But, so we started making a mullein antifungal tea with milk thistle, full thistle seeds, which is what they made her liver medicine out of. It is a detoxifier. So we make that for her, and she has it in her morning food and her evening food, and hasn't been on either medication in 2 years.
And blasto is supposed to, if they make it 2 years, it's amazing. And our vet literally said, I didn't expect her to make it 3 weeks. She won't die. I'm just telling you.
It's 4.5 years now that she has lived
She's
with
a
this,
stud.
but, yeah, so, but that's the whole thing. You know, and I'm getting on a soapbox that I don't need to be on, and I am sorry, but you get the pharmaceuticals, and it does affect other things, which is why, for us, we went into, okay, this is natural, this is what can help us, and so that's why we actually started with this. Okay, so we have a few more minutes.
Question, what's the best way to pull the dandelion? Like, do y'all have a tool, or do y'all get it with the spade, or?
What depends on where's it at? Because if it's like my property, it's rocky and clay, and you're lucky to get that much. So what? I get a lot of holes because we come out quite a ways, go into the spade shovel pop, and work our way around it. So then we pull it up, break it out, and then now dandelions will hang around for 10 years. Their roots can run 6 feet deep. Just to let you know, I had no clue. I actually learned that this week. So, really, really cool. All parts are edible. The leaves, the flower. Yes, ma'am.
Which part of the plant is good for the mild wax?
That is the, leaf.
Leaves?
Yes.
That you can actually also put in your salad. Some people will do that. You take the younger leaves because otherwise they get really bitter.
Oh,
Like
but
another
if you
thing.
cook with them, really good.
Hmm.
Dandelion leaf, if you cook, we do a frittata with the dandelion leaf. Really good.
Is the root then for the high blood pressure?
Yes, that's what we use. And again, it's a small effect, but it's something along, and then you add the other things to it. Okay. I like fried dandelion heads. That's me. I look forward to, I need the root for whatever, but yellow starts popping up. Batter up in hands, throw them in.
I did dandelion heads and just did the flour part and scrambled eggs for
Yeah.
some, with our little boy, 2.5, and we made sunny eggs, and
Yeah.
all that.
Super healthy.
He thought that was great.
And it is, and you get children who start eating, looking.
How did it help him? It helped him that we gathered food, and they cooked them.
Yeah,
I was just
because he
wondering,
helped
like,
gather
did
food.
he, like, pull on it?
No,
it helped that we gathered food, and we got to make
And
that's how it helped.
children, they learn very quickly. You have to be careful that, that you're teaching them the proper way to identify and all of that. But once they learn, then they have no problem going and saying, hey, that's a dandelion. Taking the head and just eating it. And, you're gonna have other people sit there and say, oh, gosh, do you know your kid's eating? Yeah, I did, it's fine. So it doesn't become something abnormal for them to look to nature for food or medicine or things like that. I know we're getting really close. People are gonna have to go to get to the next class.
And real quick, Leslie, she has the tinctures up here. Okay, I don't know if everyone saw, she's just to the right. Go through the door, go through the other double door to the right. You can make your own little tincture. She also has a class right after ours that goes even further in depth into like the tinctures and everything else. So if you're still very interested and like I want to know more, I would highly recommend to go to her class. It's down in the arena, it's on the far side.
So I am going to wrap this up very quickly. There are more pages in the printout. I didn't think we'd get to everything. I tend to start talking and then just keep talking. And if I'm not talking, he likes to jump in. So we have that issue when we get classes. But there are other everyday herbs that you might be finding around your area. Research what they're good for, and then you can use them. The only other thing I'd like to mention is you have like culinary herbs like oregano. Oregano is a powerhouse medicinally. So you like that little bit of oregano? It's a powerhouse. Do a tincture with it. Sorry?
Antibiotics.
Yes, do a tincture with it. Great. So everyday things that you think, oh, well, no, I just do that for cooking. Or no, that's just for medicinal. There's a lot of crossover. You can use chickweed medicinally. You can also eat chickweed. Dandelion, same thing. So just if you're going down and you're starting this, just be open-minded that it doesn't have to fit one category and only one category. You can cross over to other categories. And what we started with, it depends on the amount, whether it's for flavor, food, versus if it's for medicine. So, any other questions? Yeah.
Do you have more of a handout I can relate?
No. But, no, but, go ahead.
If you'd like, you can swing by our booth. I will email it directly to you. If anyone's interested, I'll go ahead and print out about 15 more tonight. And if you want to stop by the Figure tomorrow, stop by the booth. We'll give it to you, all that. We also offer, hey, matter of fact, the 26th, we're doing a foraging on our property. We have some people coming out. If you're interested and you live in the area, you want to come out and say, hey, well, we're going to point some things out for you, because they're also very interested and want to learn. So we believe about sharing. We believe about community. Community is relying on one another. I may have these things passion flower to you, okay? We have a slew of passion flower. Not everyone has passion flower. Teasel's another one. I'm sure there's people here who have teasel growing all over their place, and we don't have any, okay? We do now because we planted it, but that's another thing. So it's good to talk to other people. We love talking shop. Hey, what do you need? Hey, you know what? I could probably get you that. That's fine. Because that's what it's about. We start helping each other. Next thing you know, we're completely decimating the pharmaceutical company, because, yeah, I'm not a big fan of them either.
Yes.
Where can I find you guys online? Do you have any-
Stop by, get a card,
Okay.
and buy something.
Or, don't listen, or it's called Buffalo Spirit, all one word, lowercase, .farm. That's our website.
Farm.
Yeah. All right,